Kuzuzampo and a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Sunam Pem. Our top stories this week. His Majesty grants Da to new MOIC Secretary New Gasazonda and New Zimpe Wogma at the Tashichazong. Mandishu project shut down a unit since 7th of this month for maintenance. And Health Ministry launches Patient Grievance Center coinciding with the first World Patient Safety Day. His Majesty the King granted Da to new Secretary of the Ministry of Information and Communications, the new Gasazonda and a new Zimpe Wogma to the office of the Gyalpi Zimpe at the Tashichazong.
The new Secretary of Ministry of Information and Communications is Funsotopke. He was previously the Director General of the Department of Geology and Mines under the Economics Affairs Ministry. Rinzan Penjor, the former Director of the National Council Secretariat, is now the Gasazongda. Pema R. Rinchen has now been appointed as the Zimpe Wogma to the office of the Gyalpi Zimpe. Earlier, he served as the Director of Project Hope under His Majesty's Secretariat. In accordance with Article 2.19 of the Constitution of the Kingdom of Bhutan, His Majesty the King appoints government secretaries and zondas on the recommendation of the Prime Minister, who in turn obtains nominations from the Royal Civil Service Commission. Kilidem for BBS News.
The National Council wrote to the Prime Minister calling for the temporary ban on new applications for lease of mines and quarries to be continued until the Mines and Minerals Management Act is passed by the Parliament. This comes after the Department of Geology and Mines issued a notification earlier this week lifting the moratorium. To this, the Prime Minister during Friday meet clarified that the government is only accepting applications and not going ahead with issuance of licenses.
This moratorium now we removed it to accept applications. We are not going to issue licenses. Please be very careful with this because again the line is very thin. The act, once the act is out, we will allow businesses according to the act. That is issuance of license mein. Toto we are going to allow or accept applications. One application will take at least a year, year and a half, some 2 years to approve. So you wait for the act to pass, then accept the applications. That means another 4 years, 3 years, 4 years later, we will be allowing the businesses to run. So are we not timing our actions accordingly, Mr. Shunibe?
First unit of 720 megawatt Mangdishu Hydroelectric Project Authority in Tongsa is temporarily shut down since 7th of this month. The management said one of the components inside the turbine called throw ring needed modification to minimize leakage of oil which lubricates the turbines. Today it is being maintained.
Of the 4 units, first unit has been in operation for more than 1,500 hours so far since June. The management said all turbines require inspection of wear and tear or other defects and standards after every 500 hours for future reliability. These works are expected to be complete on or before 22nd of this month.
When we specifically checked a little bit of oil leakages which was coming, then we found the throw-off ring which is throwing the oil out a little bit, another critical phase of spillaging the oils. So to do that again we said okay, we remodify a little bit so that we can stop this spillage of oil. So that has taken some time.
Similarly, Unit 3 encountered problems recently, which the project attributes to some minor and normal mechanical problems, but was restored 3 days ago and the power generation continues. The project said such issues have no implication to the cost as it would be borne by the concerned contractors.
Generators which are running, although it is rated at 180 megawatt, we are generating as far as 194 megawatt. So sometimes 20-30% are added on the other machines and then the other machine is put at halt to attend to the problems. So I would not say we have really lost generation.
The project is expected to churn only one turbine during winter or lean season due to lack of water. and the maintenance and inspection of the machines are considered suitable in those periods. Meanwhile, the project exported about 825 million units of electricity to India so far, earning a revenue about 3.4 billion Newton. Pasa, BBS News, Trongsa.
And if all goes as per the plans of the Tongsa Zongkhak administration, the only Samcholing green tea plantation under Drakten Gyeok will be a mini tea estate in a few years' time. The district is currently in the process of developing strategies to promote the mass cultivation of green tea in the community.
There is no proper record of annual tea production and area of land under green tea cultivation today. The proposal of the Gyeok for about 2 million Newton in this fiscal year was dropped during the recent Zongkhak Chokdo, and the Zongkhak is yet to prioritize the cause in the coming financial year.
We do not have any problem with marketing the tea, green tea as it is now. In fact, we have been receiving comments from a lot of people that tea is not available, the production is less. Yes. So we thought like investing again another million into diversifying the product when the current product itself is not sufficient to submit in the market. We thought it doesn't sound very viable. Yes.
On the other hand, more locals are into the green tea cultivation, and it is becoming their only source of income.
In other places, people earn selling oranges, ginger, cardamom, and betel nuts. But here, green tea is our only cash crop.
If we harvest about 50 packets this year, the yield increases to 60 next year. Moreover, we need not have to guard the green tea from wild animals.
Since we earn a little every year, I have interest to cultivate more in the coming years. I'm thinking to cultivate even in the fallow lands hereafter.
The green tea yield is increasing every year, but the problem is due to lack of fund. We struggle to purchase machines. If we have better machines, we could produce better quality green tea.
I proposed in the Zongkhak Sogdu to increase the area under cultivation by another 24 acres from 47 acres at present. Of course, it is not possible to achieve it at once, but I have plans. For instance, if 24 people can take up an acre of land to cultivate the green tea, it is achievable.
It takes 3 years to raise the plant, and it can be harvested for 20 years. It was first grown near Samcholing Palace. Village elders say the green tea was brought to Bhutan by His Majesty II Drukgyabo. At present, the cooperative carries out the processing and packaging from the 3-storied green tea house. Pasa, BBS News, Trongsa.
Towards improving patient safety in the healthcare system, the Health Ministry launched a hotline number for patients to share their grievances. The service was introduced coinciding with the first World Patient Safety Day. The 72nd World Health Assembly in May this year endorsed 17th September to be observed as World Patient Safety Day annually.
The hotline number 1414 can be used to get feedback and recommendations which are expected to enhance efficiency and quality service delivery in the healthcare system.
Our division's responsibility would be to find out why didn't the doctor come on time. Is it because he's overworked? Is it because he had other engagements? Do we need additional HR? Things like that. So we would be giving feedback not only just to the system of Ministry of Health, but we would also be contacting with the patient, inquire more so that we can improve the quality of services.
Health officials said patient safety is a global concern. They said no one should be harmed while receiving health care. The patient safety aspects include safe medication, safe clinical blood transfusion, surgical safety and safe patient handover, among others.
If you see globally, I think there is now more incidence of medical errors or harm to the patients from the treatment they are provided or the services they are provided. That's why I think international organizations are now taking this seriously. But for Bhutan, it's not the first time. I mean, we have not observed the Patient Safety Day, but we already have a patient safety guideline, and we have also been training our health workers and creating awareness.
Coinciding with the World Patient Safety Day, the 5th biannual health conference also began in Tirang. The theme this year is Enhancing Integrated People-Centered Health Services. This is Namgyo Wangchuk for BBS News, Tirang.
80 new dengue cases were reported in Phinseling Hospital as of Wednesday. This brings the number to 3,389 dengue cases in the country. Officials at the health conference said if the Phinseling Hospital reported the ministry immediately after the first suspected case, the outbreak would not be this uncontrolled.
Towards the end of May this year, Phinseling Hospital was managing the suspected dengue cases. The Vector-Borne Disease Control Program received the informal information of the dengue case only on 16th July. Immediately, the medical team in Phinseling was instructed to initiate fogging in high-risk areas, deployed entomologists for vector surveillance, source reduction and awareness. The Vector-Borne Disease Control Program also mobilized machine and manpower from other districts to have larger coverage, but it was too late.
The cases would not have been this much high if we got the report in time, but then Phinseling Hospital, they entertained the patients, they treated the patients, and they gave the medicine, they did everything, but then we have the system of reporting. But it was late to report, and Ministry of Health could not intervene in time, so it became quite uncontrolled.
Meanwhile, some of the patients also visited hospital very late with dengue symptoms, which the officials say is risky.
From the record, 6 have been died because of the dengue. So all these 6, most of them, they were actually late to report to the hospital. If the condition is associated with the other medical conditions, then it is very easy for the dengue to give complication. So my message will be, if there is any symptom of dengue, our people should visit our nearby hospital.
According to experts, the dengue season starts from June and goes till October. Therefore, July and September are peak dengue season. So the Vector-Borne Disease Control Program urges the people to be cautious while visiting the high-risk areas. Meanwhile, the Communicable Disease Division confirmed the dengue outbreak in Doksum, Tashiansi being contained. For Namgyo Wangchuk in Sirang, Pemasaldun Singh, BBS News.
According to a one-day survey conducted last year, the National Referral Hospital recorded the highest healthcare-acquired infections with more than 30 patients. Officials attribute this to the highest bed strength and multi-specialty facility at JDW Narich. Some 370 patients were surveyed in 15 district hospitals.
Healthcare-acquired infections are infections acquired during hospital care after 48 hours of admission. The common type of infections was found to be surgical site infection, followed by clinical sepsis, ventilator-associated pneumonia, hospital-acquired pneumonia, and bloodstream infection.
In case of hospital-acquired infections, there are comorbidity factors. So it affects the people who are immunocompromised, for example, like old age and newborns. And then the outbreak that happened last year in JTW, the 11 neonatal deaths, actually these children were all preterm, like underweight, and they were very sick. So these are some of the comorbidity factors.
According to WHO, in low and middle income countries, on an average, 15% of patients suffer from at least one healthcare-acquired infection at any given time, with mortality estimate at 10%. Despite all odds, Ministry hopes to curb such infections.
Especially in the program, like we have lack of expertise. Like in the ministry, I'm all alone who is looking after this infection control program. And then especially in the district hospitals, we do have a focal person, but they are not dedicated. Their primary responsibility is patient care. And then being a focal person for the infection control becomes a secondary responsibility for them. So we have challenges on that. And then the other thing is that even if we have the focal person, they are not certified.
The immediate way forward the ministry is undergoing is educate and sensitize health professionals on infection control and waste management. Hand hygiene, standards precaution, decontamination and environment cleaning, among others, are expected to keep the infections at bay. This is Namgye Wangchuk for BBS News, Chirang.
Thimphu This plan of constructing an integrated bus terminal in Olakha remains on hold after the cabinet asked the Thomde to revisit the project. The two are in disagreement over the project's location. As per the plan, the construction was to start in the beginning of the 12th five-year plan.
The government asked the Thomde to revisit the project as the identified location for the terminal was not ideal. The Finance Minister Namgyal Sring said the proposed site would best serve as a park with a hike road or a ropeway towards Kinsafoda.
Khadi che nongpurgi jangkhama ti timbulu bas jasigi sagudi tatu chungkuchi be beni di khachi the insachiru ta dinalu tatu ngachikhatule sadapule beni mi se membership da tatugi sagugi netangdi ti tentokte juyoga mega kachuma sabshin di chu thamai se shunela damchi ani se shuge Nibasumdalu, the inchi menching achina timbu tromkalu, gari numko mamegi kablu. Milobi mam judalu sagu nyusuchige mi bodalu, sagu dinalu tenkelbe dinalu ti zejada dentotobe thonimega ase. Is integrated bus terminal costing 1,300 million. PPP na the government ki injection initial the 300 the government ki bekobe ase 300 million. The inject besabe private partner Mathobachin, private partner, Bhutanese private partners who will invest up to 1,000 million. Myanmar decide Beodalu, that was outskirts of Thimphu. Now that is heart of Thimphu. Then the bike ride example, Anamama, Tauchin, then you connect this tight junction between Olaronchu and Thimphu with the landscape on the other side and what we have up the hill Beodalu. Potential Chisosu Bethome, let's not rush on this.
The new bus terminal plan is in accordance with the Thomde's master plan. It was unveiled way back in 2004. The proposed site was identified as the buses coming from different places will not have to enter the main town.
The cabinet has instructed us to revisit the project, so we will submit it once again, including the benefits of shifting the bus terminal to Olakha. The existing bus terminal at Lungten Zampa has become congested and risky, especially in the morning. It is high time we shift the facility.
The integrated bus terminal was planned to be built on the public-private partnership model. More than 6 acres of land have been identified and acquired for the project. It took the Thomde over 13 years to acquire the private lands in the area. After many negotiations, the 23 landowners agreed to the government's land compensation rate only last year. Kiletem for BBS News.
Gelavo Thomde has reminded people who had acquired plots at the Industrial Service Centre not to sublease their plots as it is against the lease agreement. Cautioning the plot owners during the recent distribution of plots, Thomde added this can even lead to the cancellation of their plots.
During the recent plot distribution, unhappy participants questioned Gelavo Thomde officials on the rampant practice of subleasing of plots by various plot holders.
There are a lot of people doing broker business. What plans do Thomde have to tackle this issue? To be frank, genuine workers like us could not acquire a plot, while some have managed to get 2 to 3 plots. Some of them are selling their plots as they cannot manage it.
The executive secretary of Gilipu Tomde said they are aware of the unlawful practices and are investigating the matter.
If an owner is found to be subleasing the plots, we will not let it go easily. We cannot terminate their plot directly, as you all know, it is the right of the Land Commission. We will get a list of all those involved in the practice and send them notice. We will then send the list to the Land Commission for further actions to be taken. The Commission will penalize them as per the Land Act.
The new Industrial Service Centre has total leasable land of 46 acres. It stretches from the present fuel depot area till the domestic airport.
Royal Thimphu College welcomed a visually impaired student for the first time since its establishment in 2009. The college has been providing scholarships to needy students, and this is a step further to create an inclusive society and provide equal opportunity.
26-year-old Sangye Dorji is now a first-year student pursuing Bachelor of Arts in Dzongkha and History at the Royal Thimphu College. The college provided him a full scholarship. He is from Mongar. Sangye left his hometown in 2015 looking for a job in Thimphu. Born to a family of 6 siblings, Sangye's older brother and younger sister are also visually impaired. He studied at Minseling Institute in Kaling and graduated from Jigme Sherabling Central School in 2014. In Thimphu, Disabled Persons Association of Bhutan gave him some training and he worked at spa.
As I'm the first student to get this kind of scholarship, everyone has been very supportive since the day I joined here. Though I face some difficulties being born with disabilities, I don't consider these hardships as a barrier. I feel very happy and privileged here.
Sangye wants to become a Dzongkha teacher or work with the Dzongkha Development Commission, and the college is helping him realize his dreams.
We are very happy that we are able to provide this opportunity to Sangye. We have found some difficulty, challenges in providing learning material in Dzongkha because we don't have the software which supports the Dzongkha language. But in future I hope that will be developed. But anything that is taught in English, I think it's easy, there are softwares. For Dzongkha we have got help from some agencies in providing braille.
The college plans to open its door to more students with disabilities in the future. For Sangye Dorji, this is Kelsang Choden for BBS News.
Bhutan bagged the second place in the recent International Computer Driving License or ICDL Asia's Digital Challenge 2019. The event was held in Malaysia. Competing with 7 other Asian countries, 2 students, Sitim Doji and Tashi Choden of the Royal Institute of Management in Thimphu, represented Bhutan. Sitim Doji won the second place in Business and Finance category, while Tashi Choden was awarded a trophy for participation in Design and Engineering category. ICDL is the world's leading computer skills certification, with over 15 million people taking the certification. Bhutan Taekwondo Federation received Taekwondo equipment worth $100,000 at the first Korean Ambassador Cup Taekwondo Championship recently. Over 150 Taekwondo enthusiasts from 9 districts across the country took part in the maiden event.
The closing ceremony of the first Korean Ambassador Cup Taekwondo Championship kick-started with 3 men's and 2 women's final bout. In appreciation of the support provided by the Korean government, the participants also performed various Taekwondo demonstrations.
I'm delighted to learn that there are over 25,000 Taekwondo trainees in Bhutan. This not only shows the huge popularity of Taekwondo, but it also bonds Korea and Bhutan together through shared passion for
Despite the increasing popularity of Taekwondo and its members, the Bhutan Taekwondo Federation, however, runs short of trained coaches in the country today.
The Taekwondo Federation itself is getting coaches. Without good coaches, it is difficult for us to train our young people here to reach international levels. It is difficult for us to go outside of Bhutan and showcase what we have in Bhutan and what we have learned as far as Taekwondo is concerned.
However, the president revealed that KOIOKA, the Korean International Cooperation Agency, has agreed to send 4 international coaches by this year. With an overall score of 67 points, Chukha Dzongkhag emerged as the overall champions of the competition. Thimphu District and Sarbang District came in 2nd and 3rd position respectively. The tournament will be an annual event now. This is Pasandoji for BBS News.
That's all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining us.